Hi, kindergarten. Today I'm going to explain to you how the hours on a clock are like doors in your house. Do you see how on this clock there's this space between 12 and 1? All this space right here between 12 and 1. But all that space still belongs to 12. That's all 12 space in there between 12 and 1. Let me show you by walking through some of the rooms in my house. Hi. Okay, so I'm in my kitchen right now. This whole room is my kitchen. And I'm pretending that on the clock, my kitchen is 3 o'clock. My whole kitchen belongs to 3 o'clock. So even if I start at this end and walk over here and walk through here, I'm getting farther away from the beginning of 3 o'clock, but I'm still in 3 o'clock. Even over here, I'm getting closer and closer to this door though. What does it say on this door? This door says 4 o'clock. So now I've gotten to the next hour and I can go through to the 4 o'clock hour. And I'm going to walk through this room and walk through this room. I'm still inside 4 o'clock. I'm getting farther away from the door, but I'm still inside 4 o'clock. And I'm walking through the room and I'm walking through the room and I'm still in 4 o'clock. And then I get to the next door and the next door says 5 o'clock. So I can go through this door and then I'm in 5 o'clock. Hi. Okay, since you haven't seen my house before and it's kind of hard to tell on the video screen, I wanted to show you on a picture of what it looks like at school so you can imagine those rooms as hours on a clock. Okay, so imagine coming down the stairs from church and you're standing in that hallway outside of Miss Nicolatas and Miss Coliffe's room. You know where that room is? The resource room that's right here. This is where we would go through this door into the resource room. Let's pretend that the resource room is when you go through that door, you're going into a new hour. You're going into 1 o'clock. And you will walk through 1 o'clock and you will stay in 1 o'clock. When you're walking through the resource room, you're in 1 o'clock. And you'll walk and you'll walk and you'll walk across the resource room. Now, you might be getting closer to this other door, but are you through that door yet? Not yet. You're still in 1 o'clock. Then you see this door into my classroom. You know that door at the end of Miss Coliffe and Miss Nicolatas' classroom that goes through into my classroom? And sometimes if you're in my class, your cars go underneath the door and we have to go rescue them back. Imagine that door is the next hour on the clock. We've gone through that door, so we've reached 2 o'clock. That door is like 2 o'clock, and my room, imagine walking across my room. My room is pretty big. You walk across it and walk across it and walk across it. Are you out of 2 o'clock yet? Nope, you're still inside there. You're inside this whole space between 2 and 3. You're still inside the 2 o'clock room, and you walk across my room and you walk across my room and you see the desks and you see the chairs and you see all the stuff. And then you get to the back door, my back door that goes into the hallway between my classroom and Miss Upton's classroom. Now you got to that back door. What would that next door be? If this was 2 o'clock, that door would be 3 o'clock. You walked the whole way between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and now you're in 3 o'clock. And when you're in the hallway, that's the 3 o'clock hour. So that's one way of understanding how the hours on a clock work. Even though the hand isn't pointing anymore exactly at the 2, but if you're in between 2 and 3, you're still in the 2 o'clock hour. Let me show you on the clock. So here, the hour hand is pointing to the 8. This is the beginning of the 8 o'clock hour. It is 8 o'clock exactly. But that minute hand is going to go around. When the minute hand goes around, it moves the hour hand. See how the hour hand, it's not exactly on 8 anymore, but the space between 8 and 9 all belongs to the 8 o'clock hour. So even when this minute hand is going around and that short hour hand seems to be leaving 8 o'clock, it's not leaving yet. It's still in that room that belongs to 8 o'clock. It hasn't gone through a door yet. It's still in there. It's still 8 o'clock. 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 Oh! When that minute hand gets to the 12, that's like the door. It has reached 9 o'clock. Now it's in a new hour, and now it's in 9 o'clock. Every time you tell the time between 9 and 10, it's going to be in the 9 o'clock hour. It's just like me walking through my kitchen until I got to the door and opened it. I was still in 3 o'clock. Or just like us walking through the resource room. When we're walking through the resource room, it stays 1 o'clock, it stays 1 o'clock, and then we get to the door. That's when it turns 2 o'clock. All right. I hope you have fun practicing this. I will see you again soon. Bye, kindergarten.